Welcome to Windrush 70, supported by the Heritage Lottery Fund. And today I'm very excited to have Alberto with me. And I just want to welcome you here today.
Thank you, thank you.
And I shall start very, very quickly because there's so much stuff that you've done in your whole entire life. So I just want to ask you, where did you start? And
Well, I started singing calypso in Trinidad and Tobago.
Is that where you were born?
Yes, I was born in Trinidad and Tobago. And my first songs were about protest songs. We wanted to form one union for teachers in Trinidad and Tobago, and I composed a couple of songs on that occasion, and so I became, a teacher's favorite, and from then on I went on to the singing for the various tents, what we call tents in Trinidad and Tobago, where the calypsonians performed. And my sobriquet, my name is Winston Albert, but my sobriquet was then Alberto.
Okay, so your name from Winston?
The Alberto. How I got that name? I got that name through playing football. They would make jokes and call me a Brazilian.
Okay.
At that time, Carlos Alberto was the Brazilian captain. And I was normally I was the captain of the team.
Yes.
So they called me Alberto. So my stage name then became Alberto.
Okay, so you're in school in Trinidad.
Yeah.
You're growing up.
Yes.
And obviously it's the home of all kinds of heritage that we all appreciate today. So what made you move into the area of singing and that kind of area? Is it your parents? Where did you get that influence?
No, I was influenced by other calypsonians.
Okay.
In fact, I grew up singing songs for, those pop songs, Marvin Gaye songs, Marvin Gaye, many of those American stars, Stevie Wonder.
Yes.
But we had some great calypsonians that I admired. People like Lord Kitchener.
Yes.
Mighty Sparrow.
Yes.
Dr. Hollis Liverpool, the Mighty Chogdas. Maestro, great calypsonians, Duke. I was influenced by them. Okay. And I decided to compose my calypsos and sing.
Okay. Yeah. So what was your first calypso that you
My
wrote?
first calypso hit was a song called The Pyramid Bus. Now, the Pyramid was a game that was played in Trinidad. And sometimes people would turn up and there's no pyramid. Pyramid went wrong.
Yes.
This is a game where you had to put in money and expect a certain amount of money in return and so on. Yeah. But it crashed. And I composed that song, Pyramid Bus, recorded it, and it became popular.
So this is a real situation?
Situation, yes.
Oh, okay. So when you wrote that song, was that the first kind of well-known song that you...
Yes, Pyramid Bus. Then I went on to other songs like Rambo. That was a hit, right? And that song was about problems in society and who's going to fix it. In those days, there was a big American show about Rambo. But Rambo was coming to Trinidad to fix up all the... It was a political song, the problems that we had faced in that time, Rambo will mash them up, that was the saying.
So can I ask... Yeah? Sorry, so I was going to ask, so when you're writing songs, is it always political?
No, it could be humorous. It depends on what motivates me, right? Okay. In fact, right now, my mind is on Dominica. Okay. And I'm writing a song, and in fact, I have a song about Dominica. I've done it already. Okay. And I was encouraging people to support Dominica. Okay. Let me give you how it goes. It goes like this. When I saw Hurricane Maria was heading straight to Dominica, I went in the church and I sat to pray, hoping the hurricane will drift away. Well, it took the country by storm, destroying every building in every town. All we could do now is get together, levy head, build back Dominica. So give generously. Dominica need every cent, every penny. The whole country in misery and pain. Let we have Dominica to rise again. So it's about support. It's about supporting, helping. I think that's a mission I have in life, to make a difference, a positive difference in you know, throughout my life, you know.
So and so your calypso, I know, looking at your history, you've been teaching as well. So it's one of those things where, again, making an impact through calypso. Do you feel that calypso still, because obviously when you first started, you feel it still has?
Oh yes, it's still there. It's still, you know, you see, music helps a lot. I mean, the medium is calypso, but music, especially with children who are, need something, a lot of repetition, you can use your song, you know, your calypso song to teach. For instance, I have done for years what is called soca tables.
Okay.
So I have a song I could say 2 1s are 2, 2 8 2 1, 2 2s are 4, 2 8 4 2. So in that you're learning both the multiplication and division through song, you know, and it becomes part of you. So that's all about calypso too, you know.
So what is it about calypso that drew you to it? I mean, obviously being in Trinidad, I can understand.
Yes, but calypso, you know, if you look at calypso, you can trace the history of the Caribbean to calypso, right? So you can get all the knowledge about what's happening, that happened in the past, that's happening now, through calypso. Right? So this is what really I love about the art form. Right? Also, you know, you look at all the different skills involved, you double entendre in the music and so on, you know. Captain, the ship is sinking. Captain, the seas are rough. What do you think we're talking about now? Tell me. You're thinking about a ship? No, it's about the state of the country in Trinidad and Tobago then. You understand? So all these double meanings and so on about calypso, I love it.
So I was going to ask, sorry, and the thing is, with calypso, I always think that people always think it's just about like fun and actually
no.
It's one of those things
very
where
serious. If it says, a friend of mine, he died, he's dead now, he was called, his name was Lord Shorty, and he sang a song that is so beautiful about a message to the youths about drugs. You know, it's called Watch Out My Children, right? It says, watch out my children, watch out my children. It ever fella called Lucifer with a bag of white powder, and he don't want to powder your face, but to bring shame and disgrace to the human race. All about, you know, using drugs or what could happen to you. It's a message. Right? So you could have a lot of calypsos, you know. Johnny King sang a song about appreciation. Lord Pretender sang a song about never hang your hat where your hand can reach. You know, all these, you know. You know, it's messages that in calypso, and if you listen to a lot of calypso, you'll find it's not only humorous, it's not only a party time, but you can learn a lot through calypso.
So it's social commentary.
Social commentary, right? Political. Any comment you think calypso, you sing about everything.
So where have you been performing, and where have you been?
Well, let me see. I started off in Trinidad, in Tobago. And my first trip outside was to Grenada. I performed in Grenada with the Mighty Choctaws and Delamo and Duke. And then I went to the States, to Miami, to New York. No, I went to New York performing there. I had Rambo, a hit at that time, Rambo and Macho Belly, a humor about my stomach and so on. And I ended up on Broadway because I was managed by 3 Jamaicans who took me to Broadway. And on Broadway I sang with Sparrow and many other great calypsonians on the show.
So how did it feel to be singing with people that you had looked up to?
Yeah, well, I feel at home because they welcomed me on board.
Yes.
So I was at home. I was proud of the people I was among, and so on. So I really truly enjoyed it. And then I came to England to teach, and I have sung in the House of Lords. I have performed in Lord's Cricket Ground, on the contract for Lord's Cricket Ground. And I perform in various institutions in London, and I have been to Switzerland. I perform in Switzerland. I perform in Cannes. So I'm making the rounds, So and as I say, wherever I go, it's a positive message.
Yes.
Positive message. And as I say now, my focus is on helping Dominica.
Yes. Because
that hurricane, flattened the island, and they need a lot of support.
And so, have you got family there as well?
No, my family is my family is mainly in Trinidad, But I have a church group in Trinidad that is supporting the Dominica Relief Fund, and they're in contact with my wife. So through them, I'm supporting Dominica. In fact, I'm going to be recording that song, and all the proceeds go towards Dominica.
Oh, that is wonderful. And what is it? Have you written the song already?
Yes, I say, give generously. Dominica need every cent, every penny. The whole country in misery and pain. Let me help Dominica to rise again.
Oh,
that's the chorus.
So I'm going to, I'm really glad you mentioned that, because obviously, like you say, clips are being social commentary and obviously making an impact as well. And obviously this program is kind of highlighting the Windrush generation.
Well, on the Windrush came Lord Kitchener.
Yes.
And Lord Kitchener was my friend, Calypsonian, who encouraged me to sing.
Yes.
In fact, we taught, we were at Washington, George Washington University way back, you know, sometime, I'm talking about over 30 years ago. I performed there with Lord Kitchener. And I performed in a stint also in Trinidad, but we were good friends. And so I know he came on the Windrush, and when he came on the Windrush, he had a song called London is the Place for Me.
Yes. Yes.
London is the place for me. London is a lovely city. You can go to Spain or America, India, Asia or Australia, but you must come back to London City. In fact, I have a version of that on my CD. Okay. London is a place for me. You know?
So can I ask you then, sorry, what do you feel as somebody working in this particular field about the Windrush generation? Because you knew Lord Kitchener, and so what do you think the significance and like how do you feel about those things?
Well, I am just to be associated with that the Windrush organization, probably because I know that Lord Kitchener came on the Windrush, and not only that, he made a difference in the music. You know, he influenced the Beatles. Yes, he influenced a lot of musicians all over the world, right? So he made a valuable contribution in England. Right, he went to Manchester, he had a club there and so on, right? Came back to Trinidad, and he was the king of Calypso. He and Sparrow, they ruled the roots for years, all right? Now, there are other people who came on the Windrush that made a difference here in England. And I think it's important that we encourage other people to understand that they have left a legacy behind, and that we must be able to inform the public about what they have done since they are here, you know. All right, so Kitchener is just only one example, but there are many others who came on the Windrush.
So I just want to pick this up for a second, just because you mentioned Lord Kitchener, and I know that there's this wonderful image, but they'll show it. What's wonderful? Sorry, I'm just going to ask you to, if you could just, if you just hold that up, because I want people to see your albums, because I think it's just most wonderful pictures as well, especially because I'm thinking of people who influenced you, and you're talking about Kitchener and stuff like that. So people need to see more of you.
I have Lord Kitchener there. Let me give you this one here with Lord Kitchener. Yes. Now, Lord Kitchener, he owned a racehorse. Okay. Right? And when this horse, and I went to the racetrack with him once. Yeah. And there, his horse won. Oh, wow. And he asked me to lead in. You see, that's him here. Yeah. That's me here. And that's Lord Kitchener here, right? Yeah. That's Lord Kitchener there, and we are leading in the racehorse, his racehorse, you know. Wow.
That must have been an incredible feeling.
Of course. To lead in the racehorse with the king of Calypso. Yes, yes. So, as I say, he was
You're very proud of that picture, I can tell.
Definitely. Yeah,
so I was going to say, I was also discussing about the Windrush, and really, because I know that because I think also, I mean, in 2012, they had, with the Olympics, they had a theme with the Windrush and things like that. And sometimes I feel that people need to know more about the Windrush, because it's almost like not enough research has been done about it.
Well, I know in schools, in fact, for Black History Month, and we have talked about the coming of the Windrush and the impact and the people, what they have done in London, you know. But I want to come back to the fact that being a teacher in London, I also organize carnivals. Oh, okay. I've brought in Paul Keynes Douglas, one of our famous poets from Trinidad, right? He a storyteller. Yes. I've had him in schools here, the Mighty Chalkers. And I've also had steel bandmen in schools, you know, famous steel bandmen in schools. Yeah. And it's all about motivating and encouraging the youths to pick up something, pick up, go into music, sports, you know, be good at maths, be good at whatever, you know, whatever you like. And do things positive with your life, you know, and that's one of my missions, you know. Since I'm here, I'm trying my best to expose a lot of the youths today in positive things.
Yeah.
You know, music, whatever. Look, on my album, I have songs about Brian Lara.
Yes.
I have Shonda Paul.
Yes.
Right? Dwight York. Right? All about encouraging youth to emulate these guys. You know, these guys have been successful, you know?
Yes, yeah.
And what you can do to make a difference in your community is so important.
So you're continuing the Windrush generation?
Yes. Yeah, you could say I walked off with Kitchener.
So,
you know?
sorry, I just want to go back a little. So what year did you get here?
I got here in 1990.
Okay.
1990, yeah.
So do you think that the Windrush generation had a huge influence on you coming to this country?
Not really, no.
Okay.
I was interviewed in Trinidad by the Saw Me Teach, and Hackney Education brought me here. Had nothing to do with the Windrush then.
Okay.
But then I've known of Lord Kitchener. I know what he did, you know.
Yeah.
And also about the struggle of the black people in this country.
Yes.
You know, I know about Claudia Jones, her involvement in Carnival and so on. In fact, last week I sang for a program for Leslie Palmer. Leslie Palmer, he's one who was the chairman of the Notting Hill Carnival from 1972 to 74, around that time. Yeah. And he was given, I think he got an award, OB or something like that. So the people who have made a difference, I tend to associate with them, you know.
Yeah.
Because they have made, it's important that in your lifetime that you're remembered for certain things positive, you know.
Wow. Yeah. Well, I can't say any better than that. And so if people want to get in contact with you, how would they get in contact with you?
Well, I suppose through the Windrush committee, they could, you know, the Windrush.
Fantastic.
And, well, my number is there. I mean, just can contact with Michael LaRose. I perform on the first Saturday every month for The Lime, which is a group of Trinidadians that have this cultural program at the Tabernacle. Okay. And it's first Saturday in every month. Yes. From May to November. In fact, the last one would be the November coming this year, coming up soon. I'll be on that program, you know.
Okay. So, well, wonderful. Well, thank you so much for taking the time and talking about everything.
Yes.
And it's very, very interesting. And I think people should definitely get in contact with you. So thank you very much for coming here today.
Most welcome.
And we'll be handing back to Lavina.
All right, great.